Hello, I'm Marcus B. Calvert, and welcome to Tales Unlimited, the disturbing thought of the day. There's this fantasy land, there's this kingdom, and then there's a larger kingdom that comes along, and they go to war. Larger kingdom wants to swallow it up. It's by the sea. It's a strategic spot. They've been rivals for a nice long while, and the king, he seems old and frail, but he has a lot of kids. And his lot of kids, they rally up the army, which is sizable, and they throw it out. And basically you guys lose. Bigger kingdom swallows the little kingdom, but it takes a while, and it was a messy fight. And of the king's 8 children, only one is unaccounted for, the youngest, Prince Prince Keldor. You are Prince Keldor. You, when before the war broke out, you were like one of the, I don't know, high-ranking types. You were a knight. You you had your own specialized unit of like cavalry elite, so to speak, and you fought in the wars. You fought proudly, valiantly, took the scars, lost your brothers, I mean, right and left, and your actual brothers and sisters. Some were married off as part of the surrender. Others were killed in battle. You're the only one who's still free, and that bothers this evil larger kingdom. They want you accounted for, dead or alive, and so you run away. You're basically trying to get out of the country along the coastline into like smaller realms and just disappear. Grab about maybe a dozen of your guys loyal to you, and you lose your armor. Grab bounty hunter clothing, like mercenary clothing, and you run off. And along the way, you come across a caravan that's been hit by bandits, and they're in the process of hacking people up. And well, you guys being all noble and stuff, you rush in and you slice and dice. You save a few lives, but amidst, I guess, the wounded and the victims is the body of this lady and her screaming child. This kid's maybe 5, 6 years old, and he's screaming that he wants his daddy. He wants his daddy, and he's so close to his daddy, and you're like, "Where's your father, son?" And he basically gives you the name of this place by the sea. It's like a small village. It's got a temple there to some sea god. You're like, okay, well, I can drop you there, fine. It's like, my lord, this is, it's one day's away, and word will spread of this. We need to go. Yes, but everyone here is either wounded or dead. We can't really go leaving this little boy with them. Come on. And he actually leaves some of his guys behind and say, okay, get them to a village, then just scatter. Go in another direction. You're on your own. Just get away from me. Because one of the people in the caravan say, yes, there's a lot of gold for you, my prince. Word is they want you alive or dead. They don't care, but there are huge bags, there are chests of gold being offered for you right now. Well, thanks for the word. So you grab your other 6 guys, you grab this boy, you race off. You ride and you rarely stop. And sure enough, folks are coming after you. On top of that, bad guys send some of their own after you. You have mercenaries coming after you. You have snitches and bandits coming after you. You ditch them all. You make your way to this town, this temple, and you drop the kid off. And you're like, here you go, kid. You're safe. I hope you find your father. And then you race off. And you get hit by 2 different groups of bad guys. One side are mercenaries, one side are bandits, and then it's just you and your 6 guys, and you end up having to fight it out. And your guys die defending you, protecting you, all because of this little boy you're trying to get to his daddy, and you're laughing at the absurdity of it all as your horse goes out from under you, and you roll to your feet, and you just stand there with your shield up as you're watching the bandits and the mercenaries fight it out over you because they want you alive. And so bang, 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 and finally it looks like the mercenaries won, 2 of them, and they're battered and bruised as well. You're limping over to them. It's like, you can just take their gold and ride off. Yeah, but it's not as much as chest of gold. Yeah, I see your point. So you flick your shield aside, you take your sword on, you go at it, and they're good. And they fight dirty, and they beat you. And mercenary pulls his sword out of your chest and is like, why didn't you just surrender? You shrug and you die. And one of them lops your head off. It's like, that counts as proof. And throw your head in a bag and ride off. And it starts to rain. Even as your spirit leaves the body and it starts to rain and it's raining, you feel wet. You feel rain on you. And you hear this, thank you. And you turn and you look at the temple. You can see through the walls, through the walls, through the walls to the boy who's like, he's sitting by a fire eating, and the kid looks at you and you can see his eyes are glowing blue. Thank you. And his father is speaking through him. Apparently his father was a sea god, and mommy was a booty call, and the kid was a demigod. Okay. He's like, I owe you, and I'm offering you a prize for your gallantry that I don't offer many. A chance to become one of mine. An elemental. Okay, what does that mean? Well, that means you serve me. You do what I need you to do. Whatever's required. Most of the time it'll be fending off creatures that come from darker realms who don't belong here. And when I don't need your services, you can do whatever you want to do. And since you're a noble man, I imagine you'll do noble things, like avenge your family. I am offering you the power of the sea, of water, of the storm itself. What say you? Oh no, same mofo's gonna turn that down. So, I'll stop there. Anyway, I am Marcus V. Calvert. This is Tales Unlimited, the disturbing thought of the day. Please check out talesunlimited.net. That's where the podcasts are, 2 of them. There's the Battery Daily Prompt and Disturbing Thought of the Day. They're dailies. Also, there are book links that'll take you straight to Amazon. What's on Amazon? Well, if you find these links, they'll take you to Amazon. Books are available as ebook and print. 4 series so far. One is called Battery, which is about 200 writing prompts and some wisdom on writing. And the logic is, you follow this system, you can save yourself years and years of trying to write that first novel, unlike other people who try to do it the hard way. Follow the system, and you'll be able to sell books, start your business, build your brand, your fan base, all of that while you're working on your first novel. There's also idea fuel for storytellers of any stripe, of any level. So whether you're an evil GM on a Saturday night, you're a short story writer, game designer, comic book writer, screenwriter, grizzled novelist who's written a dozen books, 200 unusual writing prompts is good for any of you guys. Just take it, look through it, take one prompt at a time, and spin it however you want to. And who knows how many stories you might come up with. Then there are the anthology series, 2 of them. Think New School Twilight Zone, 25 stories in each book. The themes are unheroics about unlikely heroes saving the day, like those guys who get in the corner in a boxing match and scream at the boxer that they're representing, like, I need you to. That's the good guy in the story, because he basically has to get in the ring of a boxer who has to win a match to cover his son's gambling debt. The problem is, when he walks in on the boxer is stone drunk, and he has to get him up and running and give him some advice and maybe give him a chance to save his son's life by victory. But the story's more complicated than you think. And then there is the other series, The Book of Schemes. It's all about schemes, twisted schemes, funny schemes, diabolical schemes. Well, what if you took the Daytona 500, moved it to another planet, way off in the future, by the way, added a 0 to it? So the Daytona 5000 takes place in hover tanks at Mach. And the pit crew rides with you and lays down suppressing fire because, well, you'd die if you didn't have it. And sometimes the race is so deadly, no one finishes it. And then there is the last book series. Think supervillain fiction novel series. It's called I, Villain. It is about this guy named Benjamin Clyde, gentleman fixer, dude in a suit. What makes him dangerous is that all sides of the law pay him top dollar for his services because he has the best mercenaries on earth. Experts, supervillains, bit of both sometimes. And he uses them like a chess master to do whatever's required. So the feds use him, Foreign governments use them, demons use them, terror cells use them, organized crime, families use them, and things are riding high until he annoys people worse than him. They take his money, his business, and as a little twist of a knife, they force him to fight crime in a place worse than Gotham. If he skips a night, he dies. If he leaves town, he dies. If anyone helps him, they die. His life expectancy is days, if that. Well, this guy, he has a past that he told no one about. He has superpowers that he told no one about, and he decides to use them. And he fights crime. He fights crime so well that he saves the world a few times. And when he does, he realizes there's a market here because people who threaten the global order, they tend to be rich. So if he can kill them and retrieve their assets, So he puts a new business together, a new brute squad together, and he gets into the world-saving business. Problem is, he does it a little too well. All right, I'm Marcus V. Calvert. This is Tales Unlimited. I'll see you tomorrow.